What's going on? This main man, Rick the Dawn. Wow, a lot to talk about, and I know it's really late, but I had to get this off, man, because I'm like, yo, this is so unexpected, and I can't believe it happened. Before I get started, thank you to the amazing people who clicked on this video, to the amazing people who went the step further and liked the video. It really helps my channel out, a small channel. I appreciate you so much. This episode is brought to you by Broken Heart Shirts, my website. Go check it out. And also the Really Hood podcast. So if you like what I'm saying here, you like my delivery, go check out the Really Hood podcast. Now, Taylor has won the HOH. And I call this, please, I need everybody who just want to just see something. If you're just bored, you have nothing going on, go check out my Big Brother 24 episode 7 preview. All right, go check it out, because in that preview, I give you 3 people that will win this competition. I said Kyle, I said Taylor, and I said Turner. Okay, now of those 3 probable people, I put all my chips on Kyle, so that did not happen. But Taylor was one of my probables. Go check it out, because now it's so prophetic. I mean, I'm starting to feel like the Lord has chosen me to be a prophet, that I have this special gift to see things. Oh man, it's amazing. But I'm joking. The point is, Taylor has done the impossible. She has won the HOA. And how did I find out? I have to discuss this because, as you know, I do not do the live feeds. So somehow I figured this out. It's a long story that I'll make short. I was looking for some hashtags for my YouTube video. So I put in Taylor's name, and lo and behold, a ton of Taylor content popped up. And this really random video with a crazy thumbnail caught my attention, and it said Taylor won. And when I saw that, I had to look at the date that video was submitted, and it said it was submitted 3 hours ago. So immediately I already knew that Taylor won a HOH, and everything was spoiled for me. So what do you do when everything gets spoiled for you? You try to spoil it for everybody else. Oh my God. No, come on now. We're in the internet age, and I am starting to realize there is no way that you cannot have things spoiled. The only way to stay spoiler free is to avoid the internet. Good luck with that. I just want to see one person get upset with me for spoiling this, because my question would be, why are you even looking up BB content on YouTube anyway? I mean, that's why I wasn't upset. I didn't go to the person's video and downvote it. I just realized, hey, that's the nature of the game right now. If you're on the internet and you're searching for Big Brother content, the news is going to hit you in the face whether you want to see it or not. So I'm just dealing with it. Taylor is the HOH, and can we talk about the implications of that happening? Who saw that coming? I mean, don't get me wrong. I did pick my 3 probables, but I didn't really, spoiler alert, I didn't believe it. You know what I mean? I knew it was a possibility, but as you can see, I put my chips on Kyle. So, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Can we just put this out there? This is a 2-person race. Don't get me wrong. I like Monty. I like Kyle. But this is a 2-person race between Michael and Taylor. Can we say that comfortably? Look, if you can't go wrong either way. Michael is a challenge monster. He's winning everything, including HOHs, and he's a rare breed. On the other end, you have Taylor, who was the first big target of the house, and not only did she become a target early on in the game, 5 people who targeted her are all gone out the game right now. Okay, Paloma, Pooch, Amira, Nicole, and Daniel. 5 people who all targeted Taylor are all gone. And can we just point it out? That means also that a 6th player that was targeting Taylor will be leaving. So that means that maybe for the first time in BB history, the one player will be, for the most part, responsible for the first 6 players that leave the game. Have you ever heard of that? I mean, Dr. Will never could dream of something like that happen. Dan, no way. Maybe Derek, he schemed a lot and had his hand in just about every person's eviction, but this is just unprecedented. Okay, Taylor is the primary source for the first 6 people leaving the game, and you would argue, or at least you would think that, okay, with that being the case, Taylor must be the target. How? Because she just won the HOH. this was a weird season for me. You had players that were really good, and you got players that are really bad. It's like no middle. There's a middle. I mean, I would consider a Joseph or a Turner in the middle, But I'm just saying there are some really big extremes in this game. You got these super. I mean, when I say super players, I mean Taylor is a super player to me now. I have to give her that. Michael is a super player to me. And I think outside of those two, everybody else kind of falls where they fall. I'm not buying the Monty super player talk. I think that was just Daniel working his wizardry. I don't think that Monty's on that level. There's clearly two players in this game that stand the greatest chance of winning the entire. Okay, Taylor wins the HOH, and what are the implications further? We know that on is it Wednesday? Wait, what's today? Today is Thursday. No, we're going to go to Sunday. So Sunday they will reveal that Taylor won. We already know, and then she will put up her two nominees. Here's who I think she'll put up. First off, who do you think she'll put up? Go ahead and write that in the comment section if you don't agree with my picks. I think that Terrence and Indy are definitely the next two players to go on the block. Here's why I say Terrence. Terrence was the only player to throw a sympathy vote for Daniel, and we all know how Taylor feels about Daniel. You know what? While I'm talking about this, you know what popped in my brain? Taylor is going to have all the Lay's potato chips she can possibly handle in the HOH room. But anyway, off track. Now, I think Taylor is going to certainly target Terrence because he's the only player who openly campaigned on behalf of Daniel. And this is why most players place all of their votes with the popular opinion of the house. Even if they like someone, they'll still vote with the house so that they don't stick out like a sore thumb. Because Terrence is a little bit older, he doesn't seem to be really cognizant of the way that the game flows. He doesn't do that. So he sticks out like a sore thumb because I believe Daniel was voted out unanimously with the exception of Terrence's sympathy vote. Bad move on Terrence's part. It certainly shows his hand. It's almost like Alyssa. When you look at Alyssa and Kyle, they were a showmans, they were a twosome, but Alyssa put all her eggs in the Monty basket to go home, and that didn't happen. So even Kyle was talking about possibly splitting up their showmans. So you got to be really careful about who you put your votes on because you just don't know how the game will fall out. Now, the second player who I think will go on the block with Terrence is Indy. Indy has been very vocal about her dislike for Taylor. And in many cases, whether it be other seasons, I would say that is not necessarily a death sentence. But in this season, and especially with Taylor, you can tell that she's keeping track of who said what. The way that she voted out Daniel and the way that she had that smirk on her face, she's been wanting to do this for a long time. Her eviction, eviction speech when she was on the block with Nicole. Did you hear what she said? She was taking all kinds of shots. So Taylor, she keeps check of who said what and when they said it. And not only does she keep track of it, she also uses it when it's time to kick the person out. She takes low blows. Can we just admit that? I mean, I know she's America's favorite probably, but she takes low blows like nobody else. And perhaps, I get it. I understand it. I would be throwing the same low blows. But the point is, Indy has been very vocal about her dislike for Taylor. And the only question to me is, or for me is, did Indy become so vocal about these things she disliked about Taylor that Taylor heard about it? Taylor has been very graceful in this game. She's went through a very difficult season, but she has not necessarily, lashed out until she had the player dead to rights, which is one thing I like about Taylor. You didn't hear her disrespect Dan. You didn't hear her disrespect Nicole until she had them in the crosshairs. That's perfect gameplay. I know you're going home. Now, hey, take this little gift I got for you on your way out the door. She doesn't disrespect anybody while they're in the game. So we don't really know if she dislikes Indy. We don't know if she knows Indy. But what we do know is Indy has been very vocal about her dislike for Taylor. She even went as far as to confront Joseph about Joseph's relationship with Taylor. And I would imagine that Joseph had to convey that information to Taylor at some point. So listen, I think it's going to be Terrence and Indy on the block. And then that's going to be Sunday. And then Wednesday, we'll have a veto competition at which Terrence nor Indy have shown any inkling that they have the ability to win a veto competition. And then you know what happens from there. It's going to probably be Taylor, Michael, Turner, Kyle, Monty, one of the people in the Leftovers Alliance should win the veto, and they're going to keep the nominations the same. This is my opinion. And then I believe that Terrence will be the 6th person out of the game. And surprisingly, the 6th person out of the game targeted Taylor. This is insane, okay? This is unprecedented. I've never seen this kind of setup. I'm not saying that Taylor is doing these things on purpose, but I've said this in many videos. Go watch any video where you see Taylor as the thumbnail. That's a part of my collection. And you can find my videos by going to my page and clicking on my BP playlist. You'll hear me say several times, she's like a made player. If you know anything about a person that's made, like Italian mob, they're untouchable. And I can't help but feel that way when I see 6 people target one person and they all go home. It's almost like she's a mole. If you ever saw the show called The Mole, where they have a player in the game that's secretly working with the producers and developers of the show, and basically they protect this person in order to, make the game interesting. It almost feels like Taylor is a mole, and I know this isn't the case, but she's just untouchable, and this is more evidence of that. Well, I don't want to ramble on and on because this is just insane. I called it because I said she had a slender build, and that wall, that endurance wall, it tilts over, and you have to support your own weight. I felt that, her being a little bit on the skinnier side, and I don't even, I said this before, I'm not sure how she keeps that figure when she eats potato chips like that, but different discussion for a different day. But the point is, I felt like she would be able to hold herself up. I felt like this competition favored smaller players like a Turner or even stronger players like a Joseph or Kyle. But hey, your girl pulled it off. And hey, I'm telling you right now, I've already said this in my my recent video I made today about who America's favorite house guest will be. I told you my picks. I believe my top 3 were Jasmine, Michael, and Taylor. That's before I found out that Taylor won. So again, your main man be on it. But at this point, Taylor is definitely the person in the driver's seat when it comes to America's favorite house guest, especially if she gets voted out. If Taylor gets voted out at any point, mark my words, I've been right about a lot, not everything, but a lot. If Taylor gets voted out, she, without a question, will win America's favorite house guest. Don't even worry about it. She wins, no question about it. But I'm going to bed. I can't believe I'm even still up. I just had to get this out because I'm just so impressed and excited and surprised. I think this week is going to be pretty fun. But then again, all the fun targets are out. I mean, why did Daniel have to leave early? He left one week prior to where I would have really liked him to leave. I wanted him to leave on Taylor's week. That would have been exciting. But the mastermind himself didn't make it. But thank you all for checking in and tuning in with your main man. I will see you soon. Peace.